positive person and strong-willed person she was. And so just it was always a delight to have a chance to visit with her. So all that being said, just, our condolences certainly go out to her family, her daughters, Diane, and then son Steve and Scott, and numerous grandchildren, one whom just finished up with us as a student manager, is now in the PT school across the street here. So, thoughts with the entire family, and just want to express that. Moving forward here, so step back for 1 second, just last week's game, again, just really proud of the team's effort. Thought the guys really played hard and showed a lot of resiliency, and obviously that game went down for the full 60. Tremendous environment, so just appreciative of our fans as well. And just want to finish up by extending my congratulations and to Xavier, for being Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week. He's playing outstanding football, playing his best as a senior, something that really helps any football team. And he's been a real strong leader, great leader for us. So happy for him, and certainly, well-deserved on that one. Transition to this game, our captains are the same guys. Got, Ethan Herkett, and then Entringer Cohen on defense, and Logan Jones and Mark Gronowski on the offense being the captains. Injury-wise, things are looking a little bit better. We, Jazz and TJ have both been practicing. Looks like they're going to be okay. Jaden Harrell looks like he'll be okay. So good to have those guys back, certainly. Luke Gaffney will not be back. He had an injury last week, something that's been ongoing. So he'll be out through the bye week, and hopefully get him back as we get back into it. And a few guys have bumps and bruises throughout the, from the game on Saturday as expected, but I think everybody's got a chance to be ready to go. So it's kind of where that's at right now. And then, that being said, certainly we're going to need to be at our best this Saturday, playing a really good Minnesota team. And they're coming off a really big win, a very impressive win against Nebraska last Friday night. So they certainly come in here with momentum. Pretty much what you expect. They're a big physical team, playing well in all three areas right now. Offensively, big line, a lot of experience up there, and guys doing a good job. Big tight ends do a good job with them. Good receiver core. The running backs have been really good and continue to be good. Got a returner back, obviously he's a really good player. And then the wild card's been the quarterback position, playing a young guy who's done really an outstanding job, and you can just see him, like their whole team, getting better week to week. So he's playing with a lot of confidence, had a really good game the other night. Defensively, big, strong, tough, and aggressive. Their attack, nothing very sound fundamentally. Now, special teams, they do a great job. It's clear they invest a lot on special teams. They have good specialists. And then they've got a really good job with their core guys that are active as players, but they got a handful of guys that aren't really in there too deep, but take a lot of pride in playing well on special teams. We've seen a lot of guys like that around here, and take a lot of ownership, so they do a really nice job there. And number 3 is a very dangerous return guy, so they've got him back there. So all that being said, just it's a big challenge for us, 2 5-2 teams, and it should be a really tough Big Ten contest, I would think. Captain, just to say a couple words about him. We got Luke Johnson coming in from Dunlap, Illinois, an 8-year-old. Great to have him with us. He had several conditions, basically since birth, and on a visit here at the Stead Family Children's Hospital fairly recently, they discovered a spinal condition that is really rare, extremely rare, and could have led to paralysis. So they were able to, discover that, and then more importantly, able to address it last Halloween, actually. 13-hour surgery, if you can imagine that. And the thing is, he was most upset about it, I've been told, is he missed Halloween. So the staff there did a great job, tried to simulate that, dressed in costumes, etc. So it's going to be really special for him to be with us. Last year, he was watching the wave from this, across the street, and now he'll be on this side of the street and leading the wave, he and his family. So we look forward to having them here. And then last couple things here, just real quickly, going back to the game. I think, all of you are paying attention. Certainly the Big Ten, just, a lot of competitive football, a lot of really good teams. And this is another week where we're, facing a big challenge, playing a really good Minnesota team. So a lot on the line, certainly a rivalry trophy involved. And, we know it'll be a great environment. So we'll look forward to, kick off on Saturday and take questions as we go.
Hi, Kirk. Scott Docterman with The Athletic. In some ways, it seems from the outside that Mark Gronowski kind of epitomizes what you want in your program: gritty, tough, selfless, willing to do whatever it takes to win. How quickly did he present those intangibles to you and the team, and what's been the response like from you and your team to him and the way he plays the game?
Yeah, I mean, it probably goes back to our first visit with him in person. When he and his dad came out here in January. But probably back before even that. I mean, I think he really, it's a little bit like recruiting. And obviously he wasn't recruited by the Big Ten schools or the MAC schools, I'm assuming. So a lot of people missed, and I don't know how obvious it was or wasn't, but what he did at South Dakota State in a short time is just really impressive. And I don't think he'd stumble into things like that. Saying everything about Joe Von Johnson, who, Coach Moore was still alive at that time, and he kept encouraging me to look at the film. And you look at the film, and he did everything so well. And he wasn't very tall, but he just did everything for his team. And, so Mark's production at South Dakota State is just so impressive. You meet him in person, he and his dad, and, just tremendous people. But then to your point, it's when you're really around somebody for an extensive period of time, and you get to see him in a lot of conditions. That's how you really learn about people, and it's been just great to be around him on every turn. A little frustrating for everybody, especially him not being able to go in the spring. But the way he handled that and navigated that was really impressive. And then he got going in June and really quickly, earned everybody's respect, I think, internally. And now you go through the season and watch what he's done. It's just been really impressive, and it's to my knowledge, we haven't had a quarterback like him since I've been here. And I don't think we coached with one in the 80s either. Kind of like him. He's a little bit unique that way. And but he's got just so many good attributes that good players typically have. And so it's been great. And he's just, blended in so well with everybody here. So we're really glad he's with us, obviously.
Hi there, Kirk. Jack Lito with KCRG. I want to ask about your kid captain program since 2009. And I didn't know this. Chelsea dug this up. You just passed 200 kid captains in total. Through all the change your program and the Big Ten has gone through, you still stand up here before every Tuesday and you tell us about the kid captain. I'm curious, what kind of example, or what do you want your players to learn, or what do you hope they've learned over the past over a decade?
Yeah, first of all, it's like the wave too. I want to make sure the credit goes where it belongs. The wave came out of Anita, Iowa. Christy Young was a person who had the idea originally. And, it was somebody else that came up with this idea, this concept. And it's just what a wonderful thing to celebrate. The hardest thing has got to be, picking 12 captains, just limiting to that, because all these stories are so compelling. But I think the great part, it's a two-way street. Obviously, the kid captains, their families really enjoy it. Coming here in August, and then certainly coming to be honored for a game and recognized. But the two-way street part of it is something we try to remind our guys all the time. We choose to do what we do. All of us are coaching or playing. And then most importantly, it's a great reminder that we're able to do what we're able to do. And not everybody's that lucky or that fortunate. And, we all think at times, we've got it hard. You run into a tough situation, disappointing and all that stuff. And then, you look at any one of these stories, gives you some perspective on life, and it's really healthy. I think in this day and age, it's even more healthy than it's been before, and certainly it's healthy for the population that I get to work with, because these guys are all, I don't want to say they're fortunate, just to be involved in a great game like this. It's a pretty good deal. So it's just a really good, tangible reminder for everybody that, we've all got a pretty good work. We think it's hard, and it is hard, but it's still not. It's not. There are things that are a lot harder and more serious than that. Yep.
Ethan Peter, Quad City Times. During the bye week, Tim compared Mark's running style to Tim Tebow. From what you can remember from Tebow's time at Florida and in the NFL, is that a accurate comp, and is there any more to that comparison than just simply the physical between the tackles running style?
Yeah, there's probably a good, fair comparison there, and it's unusual. It just, I guess that's why Tim was famous too. Tim Tebow, Tim Lester as well, but Tim Tebow, I mean, it's a very unique thing. You just don't see it very often. And I was just telling somebody here grabbing food this morning. I was with Mark Rippon for a year in Cleveland. I was at the latter part of his career, so his best parts physically weren't there. Not that he was a running quarterback like Mark is, but some similar personality attributes where the guy's older than, and Rippon was older at that time. He was a veteran guy, had a lot of success. There was something about his confidence, but it was so it was just understated in some ways, yet really strong, if that makes any sense. And I think Mark kind of leads with that kind of style. There's just he's very grounded, yet he's very, he commands respect. He just commands attention and respect by the way he does things. But yeah, the running part is really unique. And the one up the middle the other night, it's just, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, really impressive.
David Eichel, HawkeyeInsider.com. Kirk, you've had countless examples of guys playing football their senior year after battling through inconsistencies or maybe some bad, poor performances. TJ Hall just seems like he's another one of those stories or questions about the secondary entering the year, but despite not having a pick, he's been probably one of your most consistent players. What can you say just about the way he's continued to attack the day and how he's grown as a leader? Because he seems like a guy that he doesn't speak up often, but when he does, it just seems like the secondary really responds to him.
Yeah, he picks are great. I mean, we're all for him, really all for him. But it doesn't tell the whole story, kind of like sacks on defense don't tell the whole story. They're great to have, but it doesn't always necessarily reflect the kind of pressure you get in or disruption. So TJ's really just been playing really well. And we've been fortunate. We've had historically usually had a corner, sometimes two, that really kind of, stabilize things, and you can help out the other guy maybe a little bit more. Last year we didn't have that luxury, and I think that's a real, and Deshaun has really improved also, in my opinion, but TJ really took it another step, and we kind of saw that coming over the course of spring. He just had an outstanding spring. There was a big step forward in terms of growth, confidence. A lot of that just, comes from maturity and also comes from having hard times, and he's stayed the course. He works hard, got a great attitude, and he's been a really strong leader. And it's not always spoken, but yeah, he does a great job, and he does a great job in the building. And I'll see him leaving a lot of times 8:30 at night. He'll eat and go back, watch tape. I guess I assume that's what he's doing. But anyway, yeah, he'll say goodnight as he's going down the steps, and just really dedicated. He's really enjoying things, and so it's a delight to have him on our team.